By the way, what do you think of the hairstyle? Got a bit bored with the other one, as I do. I was thinking about changing the colour. My granddaughter keeps saying, Nana, I want you to do your hair like a rainbow. And initially I thought, yeah, way out. But I thought, no, man, they put me away. They tucked me away. So I thought I'd do a different style. And this is China bumps, even though I look like I've come off Star Trek or something. You know, and all that, or nano. But what do you think? What do you think? Anyway, now on to the message of the day. Morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to Esther's Espirational Message. How are you today? It's Monday again. Could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday, for all we know, for all we think, for all we care. But anyway, what's my message to you today? Well, I'd just like to talk to you about what are the things that you are finding that you're not enjoying doing in this time of lockdown. I know for me it's something that I don't enjoy doing anyway, but just for the purpose of conversation with yourselves, one of the things that I get real vexed about, this is the face that I have when my son asks me, Mum, are you going to cook? That's a Bajan's chips, by the way. Notice the lips. Anyway, so he did it again today, and it just irks me. Maybe something happened in my childhood around cooking. I need to go back in time. But when he says, Mum, so what are you going to cook? Well, first and foremost, we haven't had that conversation. Secondly, I'm not even sure there's anything in the fridge. Thirdly, I've got things, emails to send. I've got phone calls to make. I'm creating lots of things. So we're in the span of my day, my 9, 10 hour, 12-hour day sometimes. Do I have time to cook? And then it brings on this whole thing of, okay, now I need to think about what to cook. I need to think about how to cook it. I need to make sure I got all the ingredients. That's not me. Whereas my son, he loves to cook. He's got a passion to cook. He can take a carrot and a celery and make it taste like lamb and roast potatoes with mint. Trust me. And then he does these amazing sauces. And then he does pudding afterwards. He loves to cook. I remember those days way back when I used to cook when the children were younger, because I had no choice. I had to feed them. But now that I'm a little older, well, I haven't really cooked I haven't really cooked in a long time for them, actually. It's been years, but I do on occasion. However, I do remember when I used to cook incredibly well. And the times that I do cook now, I still cook incredibly well. But please don't vexation my spirit by saying to me, Mum, when are you going to cook? Because I'm like, do I look like I want to go in the kitchen? Okay, I know, guys, you're probably thinking, what sort of woman are you? That's fine. I'm choosy anyway, so whoever stands by my side, he would also understand that I'm bringing Aunt Betty with me, or my little Italian helper, and they can provide me and you and him with 3 meals a day, 3 good cooked meals a day, because I don't have the time and I've no longer got the will. You know, it's that whole thing where you go in the kitchen and you think, okay, I've been asked to cook, and you know, this is my 2 days out of the week that I choose to cook, that I will cook. Yes, maybe a bit of under duress. But when I go in the kitchen, I have to make sure also that I don't take this vexation spirit into the kitchen with me. Because you know that when you walk in the kitchen like this, the food ain't going to taste good. And the boys will pick up on that. You know, I remember a couple of years ago when I knew that I was failing miserably, was when I had some chicken, but there was no black pepper, there was no seasoning. And I was too not bothered about that. I thought, you know what, I've got butter and I've got salt. I saw my Irish friend do that one time and it tasted quite nice. So I did that. Do you see it? Do you know how vexed my boys were? They were not just vexed, they were disgusted. And, you know, I'm sure they had put everything on Snapchat, Twitter, everything at the time. Mum, where is the seasoning? I'm like, look, I have to leave here to go to the shop to get the seasoning. It's just not on my rota. It's not in my schedule. And from that day, as we say in Barbados, from that day, they learn to cook. So the moral of the story is, what is it that you are finding that you are not enjoying during this lockdown? What is it you're finding? You know what? I don't really like doing this. Even for ironing, you see this? Shake and go. Shake and go. And to distract anybody from noticing the wrinkles, the crinkles, the creases, whatever, I smile a pretty smile, so they don't see the crinkles and the wrinkles. So I'd like to ask you, what is it that you are not enjoying doing during this lockdown? Or what have you discovered that you no longer enjoy doing? Send me a message at Esther Austin Global 2019 at gmail.com. Let me know, and also press like and subscribe to my channel. So this is Esther's really rambled message on a Monday afternoon, and I've got some quinoa on. With quinoa, you just put it in a pot and you add some salt, right? I've also got some lentils on. Lentils took about 10 minutes. The pot hasn't burned, and I flung some fish in the oven. All I did was put it in some foil, little salt on it, black pepper. I think I put some sort of other pepper on it, and I put some olive oil on it and wrapped it in foil. Ta-da!